Hello, my name is Regina Barrett, and I am a Technology Integration Specialist with the Kentucky Department of Education. This video will introduce you to Google Hangouts, Chat, Meet, and Classroom. For more in-depth training resources, Google has created its own Learning Center available at https://gsuite.google.com/training. For a support network of educators across the state using Google in their classrooms, engage with Google Educators Group of Kentucky on Twitter or Facebook using their handle at GEG or visit their website for more information. Let's get started. Log into Google using your school login information. You may access it through any browser, but for today's session I am using Google Chrome. Some of the apps covered in this session require the use of Chrome for full functionality, so it may be your preferred choice if you intend on using G Suite applications. Google has many communication apps, but for today's session, we will focus on Hangouts, Chat, and Meet. It can be difficult to decide which option to choose since there are so many. Hangouts provides basic video communication capabilities such as audio and video calls and messaging. Hangouts is convenient for casual, individual, or small group chats and can support up to 10 people in a video call. You need a Google account to initiate a call on Hangouts, but you can join one without it. Some of the basic functionality of Google Hangouts includes placing a video call, a phone call, or starting a message. You can also do the same from the left-hand navigation over here. To start a new conversation or to find somebody, click on this new conversation and then search either their email address, or if you are tied to a global address book, you can search by their name. If you have yet to chat with that person, an invitation will be sent and will need to be accepted prior to being able to chat. If you have prior chats over on the left-hand side that you wish to hide, you can select the vertical ellipses and archive or delete that conversation. Hangouts is a rather easy, straightforward method of being able to quickly and easily chat or call somebody. Let's move on to Google Chat. Google Chat provides an easy space to have either one-on-one chats or dedicated group workspaces called rooms where you can collaborate with your team in an organized way. You can share content such as Google Docs in a workspace or initiate a Google Meet call. To navigate around Chat, you start at the left-hand side of your screen. Over here, you'll be able to either locate people, rooms, or bots if your environment allows for it. You can create group messages, create rooms, or browse for rooms that already exist. If you have ongoing chats, you can see them over here on the left-hand side, and you can either choose to turn off or on notifications, block, hide, or delete a conversation. Underneath rooms, you can add people to the room so that they can easily access ongoing conversations and information. Within a room, you can create new threads or reply to ongoing threads, upload files, link to files that are already in Google, when you go to share a file with a room, it will prompt you to enable the sharing settings that you wish to use. If there are ongoing threads, you can reply to keep the conversation neat and organized. You can also add video meetings using Google Meet. This provides a space for your group to easily meet without having to send calendar invitations. Within a room, you have the ability to view members, add additional members, rename a room, turn off notifications, or you can choose to leave a room if you no longer need to be included in the group. Let's move on to the most commonly used, which is Google Meet. If you've already been sent an invitation for a Google Meet, it will show here underneath your schedule. You can also choose to start an impromptu meeting, or if you have been given a join code, you may join the meeting from here. You can choose to either enter a nickname, which is the code that you will send to people to join your meeting, or you can choose to leave it blank. When you press the Continue button, it will take you to a preview screen where you can check your camera or turn it off if you don't wish to use a camera. To turn it off, move over to the Turn Off Camera button and click it. It will turn red and have a line through it if the camera is off. You can also come to your More Options button and go to your settings if it's chosen the wrong camera, as in this example. You can toggle over to Video Settings and choose the correct camera to use if you wish to turn it on. While you're here, you might as well check your audio device settings to ensure that the audio device you wish to use is set correctly. This is especially important if you have a headset plugged in. If you want to join the meeting with your microphone muted, make sure to turn the microphone off prior to hitting the Join Now button. If you know that you are late coming into the meeting, this is a common courtesy thing to do. If at this point you wish to invite additional people to your meeting, you can copy the join information and send it to them in an email, in a calendar invitation, or in a chat in some of the other services that we've already talked about, like chat or Hangouts. Once you're done with this window, you can close it. Here within the meeting space, you have many options. You can choose to turn on captions if you have audience members who may need it. You can choose to present content, such as your desktop, a document, or an internet browser tab. Just remember, if you choose to present your entire screen, anything that you see, they will see. So if you have additional windows up, such as your email, that you don't want to share with the entire meeting space, make sure to close those prior to presenting your screen. You can check attendees, add people to the meeting. That will call them through Google Meet, and when they answer, it will pop them into the meeting. Or you can also see the running chat and send a message to everyone. Anyone who is inside of the meeting will be able to use this chat to message back and forth during the meeting. You can also get to the chat from this button here in the tab. From the More Options vertical ellipses in the far right corner, you have several different options. If you need to record your meeting, this is where this is located. You can also choose to change the layout of your meeting, turn off or on captions, use a phone for audio, so if you have a device that you are currently joining from that is having some audio issues, you can use a phone for audio instead, and that way you're still able to see the content presented, but use a cell phone or a desk phone to be able to hear and participate in the audio portion of the meeting. You can also access your settings from here as well, so if you need to adjust your microphone, your speakers, or your video. You can mute or unmute from here, turn off or on your camera, and leave the call when you are done. Google Meet is a great option for more formal meetings than a Hangout call, allowing up to 100 people to join a call at one time. When considering which application to use for your communication, it may be helpful to keep in mind what kind of communication and with whom you are wishing to communicate. Meet will allow you to be able to have several people join in a video or audio call and is a great formal meeting space. Chat will allow you to be able to have ongoing running conversations as well as share documentation with your team as you go. Hangouts is a great way to be able to quickly get a hold of somebody or make a quick video or phone call. The last item that we will discuss today is Google Classroom. Google Classroom allows you to create, distribute, and grade assignments, streamline file sharing between teachers and students for work submission, boost collaboration, and foster better communication. If you have multiple classes, they'll show up on your Google Classroom homepage such as this. To enter into any classroom space, simply click on the Classroom tile. Within a classroom space, you have what's called the stream. This is great for announcements, posting when new assignments are listed, and sharing exciting news with your class. You can also generate a permanent Meet link. This is a great way to be able to meet in the same space without having to send new calendar invitations every single time that you wish to meet with your class. Whenever you generate the Meet link, it will place that Meet link in your class header. Each class has a unique class code as well. You can use this to invite students without having to manually enter each student's email address. Keep in mind, though, if this class code is passed on to others that do not necessarily need to be in the class, they would be able to join. And although you can remove them, they would join without you having to approve. So Class codes are usually a little bit better for more public classes. You also have a classwork tab. This is where you can add additional things like assignments, quiz assignments, questions, material. You can also reuse posts. So if there are posts that you have already done, you can choose to reuse those. And you can also create topics, which are ways to be able to group your assignments. So whether that is by semester, whether that is by category, you have a lot of flexibility. You also have a class drive folder. This class drive folder gets stored on your Google Drive. This is where all class assignments will go when submitted. Under the People tab, you can manage who comes into the classroom as a teacher. So if you have co-teachers or additional people that you would like to be able to assist in monitoring your class, you can invite them by either name or email. And this is where you can also invite your students if you want to invite your students individually instead of through the class code. From this screen as well, you can click on a student to be able to see any work that they've turned in, anything that's missing. If they've turned it in, you can view the details, be able to get to any documents that they've submitted that were a part of their assignment, and be able to go to the graded as well. The final tab is grades. You'll see a listing of all of your students here. You can see by assignments, averages, and then class assignment. From your settings gear, you can get to the class name, class description. If a section, room, and subject apply, you can enter those there. Sometimes that helps whenever you are a student in multiple classes that are similar name. You can also see your Google Meet link. You can choose whether or not that's visible to students, and a variety of other options as well. Thank you for your time today. Stay safe.